Hi all and welcome back. In today's Dynamo script, we'll be learning how to create a script in which we can change the material of a wall at a given index for multiple walls. This is, I guess, useful if you need to change a material across a project in which you have many different types of walls, and it will be a lot easier to select the walls in one go and change it with a click of a button without going through the wall properties to do so. So we'll be doing it two ways. We'll be doing it, the first way we'll be doing it is we'll be manually selecting the walls and changing the material. And the other way we'll be doing it is we'll use a filter in which we will select the wall as a category as a whole and use just a filter to filter out the walls that we don't need. So let's get into it. So just to get started, here's a little something I prepared. So it's just practically 3 walls. Now in this case I've used the type mark as, I guess, our value in which we'll be filtering out walls that we do or do not want to select. So we'll be changing, and obviously I've just exploded these walls up a little bit to make it a little bit easier to read. So let's get stuck into it. So we'll start with, like I said, the way to change the wall materials by selecting the walls first. So we'll need a select model elements. That jumps a little slow to catch up there. Now we need element type. Now one thing I probably should have said earlier is you'll need the clockwork package for this next one. So we need the set compound layer material. Pretty sure it's in the clockwork. Yeah, it is. There we go. Alright, so let's hook up U to U. Now we need an integer slider. So we can specify at which index, layer index, we want to change the material. And we need string and then material by name. Now you probably can use the drop down like a drop down material selector, but I'll just do it like this. Do it the easy way. I guess do it the harder way. The easiest way is pretty easy to do, but it's always harder to do it the hard way. That's why they call it the hard way. Okay, so here we go. Now where are we? So we want to select all of our all of our walls that we want. Now let's say we want to change this outer layer here. Let's change it to properties. Let's just say we'll change it to a concrete material. Let's say this concrete precast. Okay. So set that to 0. Change that to concrete precast. Just zoom out more. Let's close this again. And we'll hit run. So there we go. We've changed all these walls. Now obviously that was a concrete material before, so maybe let's go common brick. Change it here. Oh, there we go. Now all the walls have changed to a common brick. So that's the easiest way to do it. Now, obviously, this way is best if you don't really have too many walls, or if you have like a cluster of walls in the same spot that you want to change. But what if you have like a a bigger project in which you've got all these walls and other elements, and the the select function won't really cut it this way. So what we'll do is we'll specify the category, and then we can filter out the walls we do or do not want. So let's remove these first two. Let's keep this one here for the moment. Let's get our categories going. And maybe I'll set this one up if you want to use the Dynamo player. So let's make that his input. Yep, okay. Then we want all elements of category. Let's hook you two up. Maybe let's drag these guys a bit further down. Now we need our element type. U to U. Now we want to get the parameter value. In this case, we're doing it by type mark, so that's what we're using to filter out our walls. And let's get a string. Now, if you're always going to filter out by the same value, you probably won't have to put this as an input, but we'll make this an import. If you want to, I guess, filter out by different values, and type mark. Okay, next we want string contains. Okay, so we want to hook up our string to that. We want another string to type in what we want to filter, and we'll make that input as well. In this case, we'll say we want all our walls that start with type mark that starts with EX to be changed. And we'll get a Boolean function, so we can say ignore the case. All right, then we'll come up here. We'll need a filter bool mask. Now we want to connect the mask to the bool on the string contains and list back to the elements of category. That's input. That's input. Now we can say maybe change this value to parameter name, and I don't know, you don't have to do this, but filter value. Okay, so we'll hit run. Now let's have a look. So here we should have, it would help if you specify the category first. That's why nothing was coming up in my nodes. So we want walls. Now we can hit run. Don't know what's there we go. That's weird. Took a while to kick in. All right. So there we go. We have our three walls there. Then we come down to here. So here we go. We have our two walls here that have EX, and the false is our wall here that starts with IN. Come up to here. We can see it here. Our in list is our true, and these two walls, and our out list is our false. So now let's bring up these nodes here that we used previously. Now, we can't connect this and this together just yet. We need to add one more, let's just copy it over, element type. put that to the in, and put that down to the family type. Now let's just change this to back to concrete, I guess. Concrete precast. Now we're going to change the this layer, first layer here, the finish layer, I guess, just on these two walls only. Let's run. There we go. This wall remains the same. Now, obviously, we're probably going to change this one, sorry, as well. Is import, rename. Let's just go material, and that's kind of set us up for our Dynamo player. Oh, sorry. And this one, let's go index layer. Now we can change this, I guess, the max to 10. I guess whatever the thickest wall you would ever use. I doubt you have 100 layers. You don't have to, but it kind of limits this to 10, so you don't kind of go overboard. But you don't have to do it. But we've set that as an input anyway, and there you have it. So we've changed our walls. Now we can possibly do this kind of similar filtering value with this filtering script with the select model elements. But I find when you're kind of in a bigger job and you have a lot of these elements together, when you kind of select the whole project, it does go pretty, well, at least pretty slow for me, because we tend to put quite a bit of stuff in our models. But it just takes a while for it to think and select and gather all those objects that you've selected. So I do find this way a little quicker. Obviously, I guess it depends on the project and computer and everything. So, but this way works just as good. And I guess you can use the select. This one only kind of filters out with a wall or floor with a common value. So your project would have to be set up to kind of do it this way. The way I set up, the wall types and everything. When I'm working on a project, I set up like this to begin with anyway, so it's not really a problem for me. But either way works as well. So there you have it. Thanks for joining, guys. Hope you've learned something. These aren't too difficult scripts, so hopefully it should be pretty easy. And until next time, see you then.